I don't predict. I don't have a crystal ball. But I do think it's important to talk about where the market is going. There's so many different factors in play right now within the local microeconomic, macroeconomic factors, as well as the global economy. Over the last year, more or less, we've been breaking records month on month for sales transaction values, for volumes, goes on and on. I don't think that's sustainable. I think we're going to come to a point where we are going to plateau. I think we've probably already hit our peak at some point, last month being that point. And I do believe that we will start to stabilize, and we will see different effects in different segments and in different communities. All right, so that's really important to understand. When we talk about Dubai real estate, yes, you can talk about Dubai as a whole, but each community and each segment has its own unique characteristics. Therefore, you can't talk about it as a whole. You need to really talk about each segment, like luxury, affordable, or each area, which is prime popular or ultra prime, whatnot. Now, what is happening in the market today? This month in April, we saw a little over 7,000 sales transactions, or last month in April, we saw over 7,000 sales transactions. Interest rates have risen. So we saw another interest rate hike on May 5th of 50 basis points. Next month in June, I expect to see another 50 basis point hike. And I do also expect to see another 100 basis point hike within this year. Now, this is much higher than previously predicted last year. Why do I think interest rates are going to rise? Obviously, the US is combating high inflation, the highest inflation it has seen in 40 years. So it really needs to adjust the interest rates to try to control the inflation issue. Inflation here is also very high. As you have seen, as I have seen, the cost of goods, gas. I mean, I was looking for appliances for a particular property that I own, and the same appliances that I was looking at last year are now doubled this year. And actually, inferior appliances have doubled, and the supply is very low. So when I go inquire about the stock, it's like, oh, we only have one left, or sorry, we're sold out. That's the supply chain issue, which is another factor that we need to talk about. So we've been dealing with the supply chain issue since the start of the pandemic. Boats, cargo ships have not been able to dock. They've been sitting at sea. There hasn't been space for them to dock at the ports. They're not shipping. Countries are not shipping or importing or exporting. And all of this is causing issues. Now, how does that affect real estate? Well, the cost of material obviously has risen. The lack of supply of material, the lack of supply of basic things is causing also the prices to rise. All of this, I think, is going to, or has been, not I think, all of this has been factors that is affecting the real estate market. And I honestly believe that by the second half of this year, we will start to see the market to cool down. We will start to see prices in certain areas come down. However, we will also start to see, or continue to see prices in areas rise, like the prime popular areas or the luxury segment, because the demand is still very high there. For like the last 6 months to a year, we have seen a lot of high net worth individuals come into Dubai from other countries, specifically European countries. This has been a trend for a while now. And Palm Jumeirah is one of the hot spots because it's on the Palm and you have beachfront properties. It's luxurious, and they have come up and snapped up properties. There aren't hardly any more plots available. What people are doing now is they're taking the old Nakhil homes and they're demolishing and rebuilding from scratch. So I do believe that the ultra prime, I call these the ultra prime areas, will continue to thrive. Another one is the Bulgari residences. All the plots there have sold, and all of the properties that are being built on the plots that were available have sold. And these, again, are high net worth individuals coming from other countries who are seeing the opportunity in Dubai. And also, don't forget, the Dubai government has done some amazing initiatives, especially recently. And there was a report that came out yesterday that Dubai topped. So Dubai is #1 in the world for foreign direct investment in 2021. Dubai has the top ranking position for foreign direct investment in 2021. And with the proactive government initiatives enticing businesses and talents here into Dubai. In September, we're going to have the new visa laws come into effect where you don't have to come in on a visit visa to try to look for a job. You can come in on a job-seeking visa. What do you need? A bachelor's degree. That's it. A bachelor's degree, you can come in on a job seeker visa and stay here for 2 months. It's programs like this, it's the initiatives like this, the incubators. It's these initiatives that are bringing businesses, bringing talent, that is going to keep the Dubai real estate market thriving, let's put it like that. However, I do see a cool down due to these other factors that I just mentioned. Now that's in the sales market. Rental market, I truly believe, is prices are going to skyrocket. We've seen it over the last years, in some places double, if not tripled in rental rates. And I do believe that that's going to continue that trend. So new people coming into the market, and on average, majority of them will rent. They're not going to buy right away. They'll rent, and this is where short-term also comes into play, and where I believe the short-term market will continue to thrive. We will continue to see the double returns that we have seen in the rental short-term market. Also, the other thing is what we have seen, I wouldn't say a recent trend, but maybe the trend in the last 3 to 6 months, is that people who have been looking to buy and been kind of staying there on the sidelines, prices have gone up, interest rates have gone up, and they're being priced out of what they've been looking for. So a lot of these people, what we're seeing in the trends, are just deciding to renew their rents. So if you look at the stats for April that I came out with of the Ijari registrations, we had a 40% increase month on month in Ijari registrations from April to March. And I believe that this trend is going to continue. I believe that we're going to see high percentage increase month on month for number of contracts, as well as the increase in rent.